Guys, this is Calum or Calum's Fish Tanks, and today I'm going to be giving you guys an update on all my aquariums. This is my 10-gallon low-tech planted aquarium. I still have my school of Harlequin rasboras and lamb chop rasboras, which are the ones with the brighter orange, the one right in the middle of the screen. These 6 and my German blue ram will eventually move into my 40 breeder. But I'm just going to wait till I've finished doing the aquascaping and stuff. And this tank will probably be solely red cherry shrimp tank for a while, but I may add other things. The red cherry shrimp are doing really well. They have started to breed. They're not too high quality, but I'm trying to focus on one. There we go. They're not too high quality, the babies. But I'm probably going to start culling out the bad ones. My adults are getting pretty old, so they're starting to lose their color. My Amazon sword has started getting massive, which is great. My Amano shrimp are always breeding, but unfortunately I can't get any babies because it's not a saltwater tank. All the plants are doing well. My crypts are getting bigger. My crypts over here are getting bigger. And the shrimp are just breeding. They all hide under this piece of manzanita wood. And my jungle val is just running along the whole tank. So this tank is doing really good right now. And all my fish are doing good, and eventually they're going to get upgraded into a bigger tank. So pretty soon a lot is going to start happening with this tank. Now for Bo, my beta's tank. Bo is out of the closet. Echo's tank got taken down, and he got moved into my brother's tank. I tried to put Bo in, but Bo is too aggressive, and he was chasing around and picking on my brother's quarries for the first 5 minutes he was in there, so I just took him out right away. I currently have no idea where Bo is, but his tank is getting lots and lots of green spot algae, which I don't really mind because I have no plants in here, and I have some snails which will love the green spot algae, and with the snails I can feed my assassin snails. Oh, there he is. Bo is doing okay. His tail isn't really getting any better and is not getting much worse either. He is still eating and swimming around, so I don't think there's much to worry about. Hopefully his tail starts recovering and he can get a big, beautiful tail. But now, onto my shrimp. So here is my shrimp tank. As you can see, the baby tears have taken off. I'll probably be trimming them today and bringing them into my local fish store and trading them in for store credit. The moss is also doing really well, but I don't know if you can see that. I'm getting lots of hair algae. So you can probably see it, but there's hair all over my baby tears. I added the bronze crypts from Bo's tank, but there's hair algae all over them. Green dust algae all over my glass. I think the flow has something to do with it, and also maybe the lighting period. I cut that down and I've started dosing Flourish Excel to the tank. I've been spot treating it, so hopefully that'll help a bit. My shrimp look like they're ready to breed, but they haven't started breeding yet. I thought it's because the tank was too cold, but I actually added in the old heater in last night, and I got the tank up to 74 degrees, so that's probably much better for them. So hopefully we'll start to see some breeding. If not, it's probably because I don't have any males or females. But the store I bought them from has some really nice shrimp in right now. So I'll probably get more blue carbon rillies and throw them in the tank. So yeah, that was my shrimp tank, and now onto my 40 breeder. So here's my 40 breeder. I've got the gravel in. In my last video you could see how dusty the tank was, but now it's nice and clear, like perfectly clear. I'd like to thank my Eheim canister filter, but there are all the guppies up in the corners of the tank, so that's where I usually feed them. I probably have about 50 in here, but most of the jungle val is going to go. I'm going to sell it. This is just hardscape materials I had lying around, so I sort of set up a little aquascape. I still have the sponge filter going to help me cycle the filter. Eventually I'll be adding another bag of fluvial gravel. I will be also buying some spiderwood or red moor root and saryu stones. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like the gray stones I use in my shrimp tank. I will also hopefully be doing CO2, and I'll get some more high-tech plants because the light I have is the Fluval Fresh 2.0, and I think it's a really good light from so far what I've seen. So hopefully I'll be getting that going in the future, but first I have to save up some money because it's not cheap. As you can see, my guppies are waiting to be fed. Two of my females, one right here, they look, and the other right there, have just gave birth, so there's a bunch of babies swimming around, which I didn't notice at first. So there they are. But the next tank you're going to see, I just want to give a disclaimer. This is not a permanent home, and nor did I buy these fish. I found these fish in a local pond in about 4 inches of water and half mud. So I saved them, took them home, put them in my pond, but my pond got too cold, and then my pet store wouldn't take them because they were scared of infection and disease. So I am just holding them for quarantine, and eventually I won't have them anymore and will give them back to my local fish store. So that's just a disclaimer. Please don't give me any hate, or I guess call me out on keeping them on too small of a tank or no filter or no heater. They're surviving, and this is way better than what they came from. So let's get to those guys. Here they are. These are some feeder goldfish. I found them in a local pond. The pond had almost completely dried out. There was about 4 inches of water, like I said, and the rest was mud. When I found them, I caught them in a net, brought them in my pond, and when I went back a week later, it had completely dried up. So these guys were basically a rescue project. I was going to bring them back to the local fish store, but they couldn't take them because they were worried about disease. So I'm going to quarantine them in this tank, and hopefully by the time, in about a month's time, I'll be able to bring them back to my local fish store, and they can go somewhere and live a happy life. I had a lot more, but they had some sort of disease. Some had their eyes being eaten by it. I had 2 that were missing eyes, and some that were missing full fins, which I put down, unfortunately. But these were the healthiest ones I have, and I can't see any of the diseases on them the other ones had. So hopefully these guys will make it. I know they're supposed to have a filter, but I just don't have anything I can put on this tank. So hopefully they'll do it. I'll do my best. I'm feeding them cobalt fish food, and I'm gonna be doing lots of water changes. So yeah, this is probably one of the only videos you'll see on them. But yeah, these are my goldfish. Thank you guys for watching. This was Callum or Callum Fish.